of the network. The show is found under LJA Broadcasting Network. UFO Talk Radio can, but does not necessarily promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and they are not intended to treat or diagnose and or claim to cure any disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. All music is purchased and owned by LJA Broadcasting.
I got the windows rolled down, got the radio up, and I'm heading out of Vegas tonight. And it's a 1:30 on a 4-day run, and the desert is a welcome sight. I can see you there in that dress you wear, and it's keeping my foot on the gas. I drink a gallon of Joe just to make it back home and hold you in my arms at last.
Are you ready? What you are about to experience is real. Right along with us. From deep in the desert of Nevada, The Glenn Larry Show.
And I am with you, everybody. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a great show tonight. To all my late night drivers out there, I wish you a great safety when you drive every night. And I've seen you down there at the truck stop, and said hello to a bunch of you guys down there. To all the ham and sidebanders, 73s to you on the silent key, 660 BB, or go to this W60 Baker, KB6 JPL, also K6RCL. Adelita, Dennis, he's a ham operator down there. Let's say hello to him. To all my affiliates and small broadcasters out there, gosh, it's just glad to have you on. It's glad to be on your station. On the lower power and FM and low power AM net stations, we welcome you also. That's a great net, by the way, all the folks that have low power FM and AM, which we do have in Good Springs, K Ghost Radio. And that's 101.3 FM and AM 1610. Oh, my goodness. Yes, thank you so much. And to KPFF up there in Prump, Nevada. Oh, my goodness, they're listening. I hope we listen to them. They're a fantastic little station. To all my friends all over the world, I do thank you for listening. Yes, more about UFOs. And as you know, I've been talking about UFOs for a long, long time. That and time travel, of course, I really enjoy both those, my favorite subjects. But a military whistle blower goes public with claims that the U.S. has a secret UFO retrieval program. They retrieve UFOs. Now, this is a special group that's been around for a long time. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I've heard this many, many times. Apparently, this 36-year-old Air Force veteran, David Kirsch, I believe his name is, and he has reported this to Congress, apparently, and also to the Inspector General's office, high-ranking level intelligence officer. And it comes down to it that these ships, apparently, spaceships, or may I say UAPs or UFOs, as they call it, is of non-human origin. Non-human. So what and who are they? And why are they here? A question we're all been asking of everybody for quite some long time, I'll tell you for sure. Yes. There it is. It's right in front of us. I guess the next thing is for them to, I guess it's the AAPO, that group is supposed to let us know if it's the AARO, is supposed to let us know if this is all the real thing. They do that on all that investigation. And it's funny that this guy used to work for them, apparently, as I got it. It's all over the news, on Fox, it's everywhere. And so it's just nothing, it's not something that you would think is maybe just made up by small media or just fake news. This is the real deal. And hopefully this gentleman is real. because we need to have this disclosure brought out so we could, get the real scoop here. It's about time. I think we're ready. I don't think people be jumping out of windows, freaking out. I think that they can handle it. A lot of new stuff coming out. I want to say hello to some folks out there in Pennsylvania. I want to say hello to, of course, Dee and Ken and Randy and the Chief out there. Avondale, yes. As I look over here, as I move my microphone, yes, here I'm at. I want a special thanks goes out to Coach Shelton Battery again for their batteries that they have gotten in our RV. It worked out really good. You want to know about batteries? Give them a call, 702, and that's 362-8180. Ask for Jeff, nice guy. I'll tell you all about it. Now, another buddy of mine is in the carpets and tiles, and you want to know about carpet and tiles. It's a big investment for your house or office. I'll tell you for sure. Get a hold of Fran, 702-265-4419. Yeah, nice guy too. And of course, you know me, I'm wearing my Pioneer Saloon shirt that I like so much. They've been around since 1913. I go down there and have a lot of fun. The place is haunted. It's a pretty cool place to visit, I'll tell you for sure. And you might see me down there. I always have a blast in there. I have a few, and there's some spirits in those drinks, and there's also spirits around the place too. So gosh, check that out if you can too. Our little town of Good Springs, take a tour of our little museum we have up here. There's so much going on in a small town. You would be surprised. Well, I told you that we're going to have some cool stuff come up, and I have a gentleman on the line here, and we were going to talk about flat Earth. Now, I've been taught, everyone. On our show, we have all sorts of different type of things that go on our show. We talk about everything, and this is what we do. And I think that the Earth is round; it's a globe. But I want to know what this flat Earth thing is all about. Now, there's been, as I would say, a lot of things going on with the flat Earth movement. I know that it's a big thing. And, is it Earth flat, or is it round? What is it all about, this conspiracy? And on the line, I have Mr. John Nims. And John, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am, man. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you, my friend. And here we are on a Tuesday night. And I'm really curious about this. There's been quite of a kick up about a flat Earth conspiracy lately and for the past years. And it's become more brought up. And now you've been in school, junior high, grade school, the whole bit. And you've been told that there is an Earth that we're on, and it's gravity, and it's round, it's a globe, and yeah.
John, you want me to begin?
Well, John, I want you to tell me. I want you, of course, to begin. For God's sake, it's the most important part of the show.
Okay. Well, listen. In 2015, around that time is when most of us who started looking at Eric Dubé's 200 Proofs the Earth is Flat. And every one of us went there to disprove it. I've got great friends. David Weiss, he's been out there all the time. Mm-hmm. He's on so many shows every week, giving all the proofs. Eric Dubé now has a new show, a new video. It's 5 hours long of all the proofs of a flat Earth. Now, I went to look at it just to disprove it. Now, here's a poem I'll read to you right away. Roses are red. The earth doesn't move. Gravity is a theory that no one can prove. Okay?
Interesting. So let me ask you this question. When did you come to think this is the situation or that was flat? When did you realize that this is the real thing, part of your story? Go ahead.
Well, basically, you can feel an earthquake, but you can't feel the movement. We're supposed to be going 1,000 miles an hour in rotation, which is faster than the speed of sound. We don't feel a thing. E equals mc squared that Einstein gave us. It was never proven. And everything about the Jesuit Roman Catholic priest named Copernicus made up the I call it a heliocentric universe, which has no science behind it. many of the primitive, so-called primitive, they actually had more knowledge than we did, cultures, they knew it was flat. The stars rotate, never change the constellations. The moon gives you the time. I mean, the sun gives you the time of the day as it rotates around us, and the moon gives you the day of the week. It's all given to us, this fine clock that we had all these people on the top of the food chain wanted us to think we were moving. And if you look at the soul, I call it the soulless universe of us going around the sun, it's really a joke. And so I went to look. I've been on the flat Earth. I have another expression. I say, once you go flat, you don't go back. I've never seen anything to get me back. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the so-called spokesman for the NASA, which I call not a space agency, he's never, ever had a debate with a flat earther. He's never wanted to. He knows he'd lose. So he's never agreed to a flat Earth debate.
So you consider yourself a flat earther?
Well, yeah. I mean, I consider myself a person that just feels what we are.
Okay.
I go outside. I see the sun coming. It doesn't rise. It arrives, and it goes away around the big circle of a flat plane that we live on. When you fly, you're on the airplane. They tell you what it is. Okay. We are living on a plane. And there's so many things that they tell you right up front. Now, extraterrestrials may come from on the outside of the ice ring. There's a lot of people that say there's lands on the other side of that, but water always finds its level. Always. It's not. If we were on a spinning globe of water that has 70% water, I mean, they say that gravity pulls it in. No, I mean, gravity's never been proven. Sir Isaac Newton was the Freemason that gave us that. Remember, apple fell on his head, and then he said, "Ooh, that sounds like gravity to me." Anyway, all this stuff. I could get started and talk,
so
but
the
I'm just going to give you a few things real quick.
So the question was actually, when did you come to the conclusion that it's flat? When did
in 2015, 2016, when I saw Eric DeBay's 200 proofs the Earth is flat.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I went to disprove it. And like so many people that I know, all of my flat Earth friends didn't believe the latest thing in 2020. I call it Agenda 19. Not one of us believed any of that. Not one of us has had a jab. Not one of us has believed any of that because they're all liars. We've got liars at the top of the food chain. All at every place we go, big pharma, government. You name it, the mainstream media, they're lying all the time. And NASA, when I wrote my song, if you're going to play Space Farce, when I wrote it in 2017, NASA got $52 million a day. Now they get $70 million a day. That's a lot of money to keep lying, man. That's a lot of.
They get that per day, you say?
Per day. Yeah, not a space agency. That's what it stands for. Or never a straight answer. That's another thing it stands for. And the good news about the shuttle was that none of those people died on it. That was just to get more people getting into it. They all have lives afterwards. There's all kinds of videos showing these people have different jobs. They've all aged and had a good life. And on the moon landing, Richard Nixon made a landline call to the moon. Stanley Kubrick did all the filming of that. And we had Abraham Zapruder. That's my joke. He's filmed the JFK assassination. He also filmed as Neil Armstrong came down the ladder. He had a lot of jobs in the 60s.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest hoax. I can go into so many hoaxes, and you can, like 9/11. I was on 9/11 2001. I was a 9/11 truther. I didn't have many friends, but as I researched that, I realized there were no planes on 9/11. As I researched everything more and more, you just go down that rabbit hole. Deep down inside the rabbit hole, there's so many things we need to know, and people are so afraid to realize that.
Well, let's get back to the flat Earth here. Now, you say there's a ring around the
Antarctica is an ice ring that goes around and keeps the water level. The water always finds its level, and the ice wall is huge. And they made a treaty about the time NASA began, 1958 that nobody can visit Antarctica, and what it is it's an ice wall, and on the other side of ice wall could be other land. That's where you could get extraterrestrials. That's where you could get UFOs, maybe, but not from space. Anyone in the flat Earth, we believe there's a dome over us. The Bible says 240 times in the Bible mentions flat Earth, and that's what everybody has to realize, that what's going on now. We have it's a very, very big war going on. It's a war against our humanity. Artificial intelligence is not good. I don't have a smartphone, which it stands for Secret Militarized Armament and Resident Technology. COVID stands for Certificate of Vaccination ID. They tell you, the Freemasons tell you everything right up front. That's their role. They have to tell you what it is. And once you see the lines, the numbers are always there right in front of you. 19 stands for artificial intelligence. They so-called 19 hijackers. 19 years later, Agenda 19. It never ends. They want artificial intelligence to take over. This is a spiritual war. We have to fight back. We have to push back. And people will get, I have a song called Just Because We're Family Doesn't Mean We're Friends. My family members of the past, they never believed anything I did. I did the research. I did the legwork. But if this truth comes from someone you know, you can't believe it. You got to believe it from the government, from the mainstream media, from people like Dr. Fauci. Big Pharma, they lie. Everything they do. The snake oil salesman we had 100 years ago was John D. Rockefeller. Now we have Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates and the Center for Disease Creation. They don't control any disease. They create them all. Yeah, we have an immune system, right? And that's where flat Earth is so big in terms of my mind. That is the big lie. They give you the globe on the desk, spin it around. And I think you and I met about 2016, didn't we?
I think we did, yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I haven't wavered at all.
No, I'm going to show a picture of the Earth from space, from the moon, taken.
Yeah, all those are CGIs. None of those are real.
There's one right there.
I don't see it. Where am I? Am I seeing it?
If you're on Facebook, you'll see that it's up there, and on YouTube. And now I'm going to go to another shot here. There you go. And here's another shot.
Well, I'm not seeing it on your website here. I don't know where you're showing it.
Okay, yeah, it's on Facebook. It's fun. Okay, now back to the flat Earth here. Okay. So I have a person on Facebook had asked, so if the Earth is flat, how do you get to see Europe from the California if you fly west, or how do you get to Australia from New York if you fly east?
That's a good question about the flight path.
Yeah, and if the Earth is flat, does it mean all of the other moons and planets are out there that are flat too? If not,
okay, let me explain it to you. It's a round, flat Earth. When the sun comes on one side of the flat plane, the other side is dark. When it comes back around, then it leaves. When we look at the sun, it moves you can feel the movement of the sun and the moon every day. And you can see the sun and the stars going around you. But we were taught that we're moving. The Earth has got a rotation of 1,000 miles an hour. We're going 166,600 miles an hour around the sun. The Earth is tilted at 66.6 degrees. It's all Freemason satanic numbers. And the moon and the sun is going 500,000 miles an hour. Now they tell us every year the Earth is traveling 1 trillion miles. There's that trillion. We're trillions of death. Got trillions of stars. They love to bring the trillions out. Do you remember when they said they found the black hole about 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
They said the black hole was 500 million light years away. They just throw these big numbers. That's when I wrote my song, Black Holes. We got black holes on the plane that we live on. Black holes of big pharma, chemo. Everything they do is a black hole, making money and keeping people stupid.
Let me ask you this. What about the Webb telescope and all that?
Those telescopes don't see everything that you see lights. We got lights above us. There's no the planets are just lights. like
about
Mars. They're talking about going to Mars. There's a book too that was written, I think, at the 1900s or something, that said we land on Mars, and the guy taking us there was a name by Elon. Everything's predictive programming, by the way. And Elon Musk is taking us to Mars. He's got SpaceX. Remember, he put the car up.
Just going to ask you about that.
And remember what he said? It looks fake, but it's real.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's fake. But don't even say it like that right in your face. Looks fake, but it's real. No, it's fake. It's laughable, that thing. And I have a video programming the masses to beat dumbasses where I'm in my wife's convertible. And I'm in space. We had a green screen behind me. They use big green screens. They use swimming pools to fake. They go in the. They do a lot of underwater stuff. It's mind-boggling how much lying they do.
I'm going to go to a station break, so we're going to come right back.
Okay.
And while I'm on the break, everybody, I'm going to play his song that he wrote, and
Space Farce.
Yeah, it's fake space. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and let that play until I come back. We'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, boys and girls, there is no outer space. We're on a flat world. They fooled the human race. We all fell for it before. No one should buy it anymore. Look up to the sky. The sun goes around you. Then look up at night. The moon is doing that too. All the Star Wars movies are lies. 'Cause space can only be in your mind. Space is a farce. There's a dome over us. NASA is a lying Freemason gang. Space is a farce. The Earth was created for us. There was no Big Bang.
And I'm back with John Mims, and we're talking about flat Earth. And he has explained to us out there, all the audience and myself, why he believes that it's flat. And I asked him about the planets, of course. You know, I mean, is the sun round, John?
Yeah, the sun and the moon are the same size.
Is the moon real?
The moon is a light. That's the thing. I mean, when you see a bright full moon, you're not looking at a rock reflecting light from 93 million miles away. And again, all you have to do is when you walk outside. There's a great meme out there. By the way, my name Neems rhymes with memes.
Yes.
And on the top there's a chalkboard. And it's got all these equations trying to explain the heliocentric universe. Heliocentric, if you want to say it like that. And on the bottom of it is a guy looking at a sunshine, and you're looking out at the plane, and you're looking at water. Water always finds its level. Flat Earth is easy to feel every day. You never feel motion. You never feel like and every time you go to the ocean or something, you look out, you don't, a boat doesn't go over the curve. When you're flying, they never, ever account for curvature. And going back to the flight paths that you said, when a plane is in the south hemisphere, it goes off the blip until it lands. But when they have their flight path they show their flight path. They tell you they're going up here and then down there, and then when you flatten the plane, the map, it's a straight line every time. And I can't show it to you, but when you're on the plane, pilots, there are pilots that are coming out now and say, yeah, we're not going over a curve at all. The gyroscope always says you're going straight across. You never go over a curve when you're flying. You never go down. Australia, I have a good friend that is now in America here. He lives in Australia. He says, yeah, he never felt he was upside down, man. I mean, on the bottom of our globe, we're supposed to have this Antarctica, and you can't go there. And it's funny, the Antarctica Treaty was signed by, I think, like 58 countries or all these countries. You can't go there. And that's when NASA began, the same time, because they wanted to make sure that everybody realized we're on a globe. Now we're not on a globe. So Eric Dubay has a 5-hour video now. It's D-U-B-A-Y or B-E-Y, but he has his video on YouTube. They've not taken it down.
Interesting.
5 hours of facts about the flat Earth that you live on. It's a great, great video.
Well, okay. I years ago worked for General Motors, and we did contracting for NASA. And I got to know a lot of scientists and a lot of engineers and what have you. And I did some stuff with aerospace with NASA.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I mean, these guys, they built the moon mobile there. They had the testing there. I mean, these guys, it's the real thing. I worked with these guys for a long, long time. And,
right.
They've had pictures from the moon, and I just we went to the moon. I really believe we went to the moon. And,
well, that you can believe that. I myself, like I said, Nixon makes a landline call.
Yeah.
They have a picture of the guy coming down the ladder. Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong never ever wanted to be interviewed. You ever watch the interview to the 3 astronauts? They were so quiet. They supposedly did this great event. They never got excited about it. They were one. I think it was Neil Armstrong said they saw millions of stars, and Collins, the other guy, said they didn't see any stars, or it was vice versa. But their demeanor and what they said was totally, obviously, they didn't want to talk about the fake. And by the way, you know the word compartmentalized, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I've met people in NASA, and they say, "Oh yeah, we went there." On a need-to-know basis, they didn't know they were faking it. You met guys that on a need-to-know basis, they were going to say that. And I guarantee they get paid a lot, $70 million a day now, but it's all fake. Now, what you saw pictures, it's CGI. That's all they've ever done is show CGI pictures. You may thought they don't. And again, I'm not trying to argue with you, my friend.
No.
I'm not arguing at all. You
Yeah.
you can believe that. I've seen enough evidence of the contrary, though.
Well, that's why I had you on. I have you on because people have asked, and I think it's a very interesting concept in many ways. And
it's growing, by the way.
Yeah,
Flat Earth is growing.
I know they got a lot of groups. Are you a local group here?
Well, we have Flattoberfest in October. That's what they call it at the Samstown, October 21st and 22nd.
All right.
I'm hoping to be able to sing my song there, but the bottom line is 2 days of this month, October 2023 in Samstown, and October 21st, 22nd, and I urge people to go. Again, not one flat Earth person believed March 11th, 2020 at all. Not one. We are so eyes open now about everything, and the whole thing that we just went through, and they want to bring something worse right now. And it's all, let's say, the sports, entertainment, NASA, the government, they're all in on it. They're all in on it. They work together. The reason I wrote Space Farce, by the way, is because you remember Trump, there's a Freudian slip. Trump, remember, said he wants to build a Space Force. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Well, he said that. Guess what? My song. I said, wait a minute. That's the song title, Space Farce. So I guess I should give Trump some credit because if he didn't say that, I don't think I would have written that song.
Well, we're going to open the lines, partner. How's that sound?
Okay, that's
And
great,
we'll get some
man.
calls, and I'm just let the folks out there know this where I'm open to everything, and I enjoy hearing the theories and concepts and where we're going to go with all this. So
Well, I appreciate it, man.
it's what it's all about. That's why I do what I do. All right, here we go.
To
Our
talk
phone-
with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, lines are open at 775-990-8275. That's 775-990-8275. Now, back with Glenn Larry on UFO Talk Radio, deep in the desert of Nevada.
Well, the phones are ringing like crazy, so hang on. You're on the air. Where are you from, and what's your name, please?
Ken,
Okay, Ken, and where are you from, sir?
Florida.
All right, and we have John on the line, and John and Ken, go to it. What you got going?
Hey, Ken.
How's it going?
Going great, man. Nice
Well,
to hear.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
You brought up Antarctica. There's a river up there called the Onyx River. It flows 19 miles up the mountain. If there was no gravity, how's that water flow up that mountain?
Well, it's one of those things where water always finds its level, or it's going up or down. There is no definitive definition of gravity. There never has been. And in fact, Neil deGrasse Tyson was asked that about that. And one of the shows, you remember what he said? I don't know. So there is no there's density, buoyancy. You can drop something to the ground; it's more dense. You have your phone, drop it on the ground; it's more dense than the air. You have helium balloons go up. NASA has balloon satellites, but they don't have satellites that are going around all the time. They say they have 17,000, 20,000 satellites up there. That's
I can believe that now. Well, here's another question.
okay.
I've been to Scottsdale, Arizona.
I used to live in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, you can go up that mountain real easy. The Flagstaff.
Right?
But when you go down the mountain into Scottsdale, you don't go down as fast as you went up. In fact, you'll be changing gears going down.
Right.
Well, why would you have to change gears going down the mountain?
Well, you're going down, man. You're headed down. Things. It's obvious. You're heading down, man. It's not gravity, man. You got yourself going. It's the motion that's going down.
Yeah, but it wants to push you back up.
No, well, I'm just telling you, man. If you look up gravity too, they never define it. The whole story is nonsense of an apple falling on a Sir Isaac Newton, who's supposed to be this mathematician. And Einstein, he was a fraud. E equals mc squared. There's so many lies. But again, if you there's so much. The Creator gave us this. I was an atheist before Flat Earth. I know now we were given this great clock that we live on. I know now that we're not going to be hit by an asteroid. They used to scare us with that. 1 in 6,000 we could get hit by an asteroid and be taken out. Everything is about fear. Fear frequency is how they've been running the world forever, and they're doing it more now than ever. There's no virus that's going to kill you, and a vaccine's not going to help you. But the whole idea about gravity, if you look up Eric DeBay, 5-hour video, watch that video. You'll be on the flat Earth without any question, man. I guarantee it.
Well, I'll tell you what. When that sun shines for 6 months on the dark side up in Antarctica, there's 6 months of daylight and 6 months of dark.
Well, that's because it's dry. Listen, it goes around in circles, and it gets closer in the different seasons. Again, I don't have a way to show you a picture, but it's going around in circles, and then it goes on the outside, then it goes on the inside. When we have winter, Australia has summer because the circle is going toward us far faster, and I mean it's around us, and that's why we get it hotter in the summer. Then when we have winter, then Australia gets it closer. It's the way it goes around. See, again, if you've never looked at it, you're going to just think of it like eclipses. The Earth and the sun and the moon are the same size. The whole idea that the moon is the sun is 500,000 times bigger than the moon is poppycock. And that's the other thing. 93 million miles. Just go outside and look at the sun.
Well, I agree with you on one thing.
The sun is not far at all. The moon is not far at all.
I'll agree with you on one thing.
What's that?
That moon landing was fake.
Well, yeah. And by the way, that's a good thing to bring up. If you know the so-called greatest thing that NASA did, they lost all the evidence that they had. Remember, they lost it all. All the videos of it. Remember that?
Yeah, well, that video was
radiation, right?
The Skunks Works at Area 51. It was the background. You can see it.
They lost all their evidence of it. Why would that be? Because it was all fake to begin with. And if they fake their greatest achievement and they don't have anything to show of it, what does that tell you about these liars?
Well, they wanted to make us look better than Russia.
Yeah, well, Russia. See, that's the other thing. The Cold War. I don't believe anything I was taught growing up, man. The Cold War. I don't believe that anymore. Everything. The countries. Look at this last thing that we've gone through. Agenda 19. All the governments were in on it. All the medias were in on it. All the big pharma was in on it. It was an Agenda 19 about control, and they made a lot of money. I've heard as much as $3 trillion in it. Big pharma. Remember, Pfizer said we didn't make any money on it. They made a ton of money on it. And that's what it's about, making money. And they lie. So
well, they just turn the press on and make all they want anyhow. So
everything they do is a lie, man.
Oh,
but it's all one. Remember, George Carlin said it's one big club. Well, the club he never went to, but it is a club. They're all in on it. Entertainment, sports is all rigged. Everything they do, man. Once your eyes are wide open, there's no reason to watch any mainstream media news. China now has a space program. What a joke! What a joke! They went. Was it Japan went to Mars or something? What a joke! They showed a cartoon. It's a cartoon. They're on Mars. No, Nevada here has a lot of footage, I think, of the moon landing and all this other stuff.
Okay, now John, and Ken, do you have any more questions for John?
Ken, it was great talking to you, buddy.
Yeah, it was great talking to you too.
Thank you, Ken, for your call. Appreciate it, sir.
Bye.
Any other call coming in there?
Well, we're going to wait see what happens. I'm going to advertise it again one more time here for you. Stand by.
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, here again, Glenn Larry.
And I'm back with another call.
Okay.
You're live on the air, and where you're from, and what's your name, please?
Hey, this is Don calling from Las Vegas.
Okay, Don, and you have a question for John or several? Go ahead.
Yeah, I do. By the way, great show today, Glenn.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I really enjoy hearing from listening to you here in town in Vegas. Anyway, is John? Is that what it is?
Yeah, John Neems. Nice to talk to you, buddy.
Yeah, hey, I do. Look, I'm the first one to say that the moon landing has got some stuff in it that, I guess it's one of those things is you want to believe that we did this.
Oh, yeah, we want to believe a lot of things.
You want to believe it, and do I believe that do I believe that some of the photos are hokey? Absolutely. I do believe that there's some photos out there that I think they proved that are fake, that are they doctored them and they were training missions or whatever the heck it was. But I mean, is it possible that the footage was damaged and then you've got a PR team trying to put something out? This is the 1960s. And they're freaking out because I got no footage of it to show American people that how they spent all these tax dollars and they want to put out something. I mean, I kind of put it up to that as well. But my main question for you on the flat Earth, I dabbled a little bit in the flat Earth thing, and I try to listen to both sides of it, and And I guess my main thing is, what is the purpose? If it's a conspiracy to cover up the planet Earth as being a globe, where all other planets are globes.
Oh, that's a simple answer to that. What is the purpose? We were created, man. We have a creator that gave us a great clock. We weren't, we didn't come from a big bang. That was from a Jesuit who gave us that. In fact, everywhere you turn of all this so-called science is all trying to take you away from God and a creator. And again,
okay, so this is a biblical, and you're a Christian, sir?
Yes, I am now, but I was an atheist my whole life.
So this is a Christian. This belief system of flat Earth is a Christian concept, and that's where it's rooted in. Now, when you go to these,
more than that, there are other religions, other civilizations. They saw it. If you look at Egyptians, all these other, it goes back. They all had flat Earth kind of maps or pictures or designs. They all knew that we were sitting here and everything's going around. Every one of them, and that's where they're lying all the time. And as they say, nobody believed in a flat Earth. Oh, all the civilizations in the past did. If you do enough research, you see when Columbus.
I've done. Don't get me wrong, sir. I've did some research, not a lot, because look, I drive a truck for a living. I'm not a scientist. I never, I got a high school diploma, and that's about it. And and I do believe that there are people smarter than me, and that's okay.
Well,
that's okay.
The more degrees you get, the more you're not going to know much, because
I'm not saying a degree makes you smarter,
right?
But there is a level of intellect that you're given, and not everybody has that.
Well, as Mark Twain once said, "Don't let schooling interfere with your education."
I agree with you.
Money, man.
I got a buddy of mine. He's got a master's degree, and he's dumber than snot.
Right, exactly.
But then again, I'm not saying that's the only reason.
Right.
There's
you have
just
to open
because
your mind, my friend. You got to open your mind. It's very.
Oh, I agree.
So many things.
I agree. I guess my point of it is the strangest thing is if this to you, this is a global conspiracy against God.
It's part of the controllers. The controllers want to control us every place we go, and the last thing didn't show you what it was. It's controlling, and 9/11 was the beginning. That was starting to get with the more if you comply. The compliance. Here's a great thing to remember: compliance has never ended tyranny ever, and as the more the useful idiots comply about everything that the government lies about. And the more they say, that's why they keep all flat Earth has been censored a lot of places, but there's been other truths that they censor even more. And I can't even say that here because they'll probably bleep me right away. But no.
I get certain, 9/11. There's a reason behind that. Even faking the moon landing at the time.
Right.
I can see the reasoning behind it is outdoing the Russians. Now, I guess my point is if we fake the moon landing, I would think that, Russia, China would be like, hey, hold on a second here.
Well,
and trying to make it look bad.
You've brought a good point. That's why the governments are in on this stuff. They all work together in tandem, man. And it's amazing to me that as I get older and I look back, I remember when in 1962 or 3 in the Cuban Missile Crisis, I ran home. I was so afraid the world was coming to an end. I remember that vividly. I'm 71 now. And I know that from the time I was born, I was lied to from day one. And we've been lied to forever. And we're lied to in many ways more than ever. But there's been a great awakening. There's a new movie out, The Great Awakening, that will show. I think a lot of this Agenda 19 is backfiring. People are starting to realize, hey, this is all about control. They want a 15-minute city. They want us to have all electric cars. They are trying their damnedest.
My wife has an electric car.
Huh?
My wife has an electric car.
Well, listen,
Well,
you can have one, but don't force everyone to have one. That's my point. The whole point of it is
I don't think it's saving the planet. I just think it's a pretty neat.
global
I think it's a
warming's
pretty neat
another
piece
hoax,
of
man.
machinery
Global
that
warming.
this Elon built here.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't personally think it's saving the planet or anything like that. It's just kind of neat.
You live in Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, come to Samstown October 21st and 22nd, man, and meet the best.
Well, let me
people you'll
ask
ever
you.
meet.
That goes on to my first question. Is it all Christian based? Is it based on? I mean, am I going to go to Samstown where it's going to be a Christian revival and preaching about the gospel and how flat the earth is?
Creator, the Bible is a predictive programming book, but let me just tell you, there's all kinds of people. We know we were created. It was a creation. There was no Big Bang. It's not going to be a religious thing, believe me. It's going to be you meet people that are all going to tell you their story, and every single flat earther went to debunk it, and every single one is now on the flat earth. But believe me, I don't want you to think that's what it is. I don't want to be giving you a sermon here. I'm not preaching
well,
here.
no, I mean, I don't mind, but I'm just trying to figure out. And don't get me wrong, I'm open to.
No, you're asking.
I'll watch stuff, and I know you mentioned. I believe I watched some of that YouTube video because there's quite a bit of them out there now.
yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
and they haven't taken them down, which is cool.
They got some good arguments. I'm not going to deny it, but I see the counter arguments too. I don't only listen to one side.
Well,
There
I
you
don't
go.
see any arguments on the globe anymore. I mean, it's to me, it's nonsense right now. And all the people that gave us all this heliocentric stuff, every one of them from a lying place. Freemasonry, Satanism, it's all what it is.
I mean, I believe the Greeks is the ones that figured out the world was round.
Right.
Well, it's flat and round. It's a plane round.
So
It's a plane. You go around it. Yeah, it's flat and round, but you're not going down under.
when
You're not flying down to Australia and being upside down.
It's not a globe. It's not. You're saying it's not a sphere.
We're not moving. Do you feel a 1,000 mile an hour rotation right now? Do you feel it? They say you
The
can't.
Earth is big.
Yeah, I know.
The Earth
But
is
it's big,
gigantic.
It's flat. It's not big and round. Everywhere you go, it's the water
The Earth
always
is
finds its level, man.
okay, you see a ship out in the ocean. It's going farther and farther away from you, and all of a sudden it disappears.
So, yeah, and you can take a nice camera and zoom in, and you can see it again. You can't see.
I
You can
saw
only
that
see
on the
so-
video, but they disproved that as a reflection.
No. The whole thing. Listen, they do hit pieces all the time on Flat Earth. They always do. That's part of the plan to try to make us look like dumb. I mean, if you ever notice, they'll have a guy like Kyrie Irving, the NBA guy. He says the Earth is flat, and then they make fun of him. That's part of the mainstream media. Same thing when they came out with the jab. Anybody was anti-jab, they made fun of. And there's no science in any of that
there's some
stuff.
things on the way the coronavirus handled 9/11. There's a lot of stuff out there very questionable, and I get the ends to the means of those conspiracies. I get the ends to the means,
Right.
to have a conspiracy. I just don't understand the ends to the means to say that every other planetary thing in space, including stars and most asteroids, are spherical. But the planet Earth, one planet is not.
No, they're lights. You're looking at lights up there. They're all lights,
They're not sun. The sun is not sphere.
They are lights. We've all been duped to think that we're moving so fast. They say, according to heliocentric, we're going 1 trillion miles every year. We're moving 1 trillion miles every year. That they said the black hole they found was 500 million light years away. They make these big numbers up. These people are just deceivers. The banksters are deceivers. The government, they're in the club. They all work together in tandem, man.
All science.
They
You
love
don't believe
to make
in any
fun of us.
science?
Huh?
You don't believe in any science at all?
It's seance. That's the better name for it. It's seance.
Oh, so no medical science, none of that.
Medical. Look at what the medical community's done in the last 3 years. Look what they've done. The germ, that there's theories that have been disproven. The germ theory, that was disproven 100 years ago. Wearing a mask and 6 feet apart. By the way, 6 feet apart, 6 feet under. They tell you the numbers right there.
There's no germs.
Germs and bacteria are inside. A virus is inside. A virus has never caused a disease, and it's not airborne. That is a fact. The germ theory is a hoax too, just like E equals MC squared.
What if you're a leopard? If you become a leopard, is that come on?
So you're telling me, wait a minute, you get a heart attack, what you going to do?
Well, the only place that may be good is an emergency room. But if they take you in,
there's doctors in there, man.
But if they take you in the hospital,
that's the medical industry right there.
Yeah.
And those doctors are going to tell you that germs is real.
Toxic medicines and poison vaccines. That's all they give you.
I mean, look, you got some good points, man. I'm not going to lie to you, but come on, man. There's some science out there that's good. We're human beings. God created us.
Look at what they do. Look what they give you. Toxic medicines.
Before we're human beings. God made science.
1997, Big Pharma was unable to advertise on TV. You see, every advertise on TV is now Big Pharma. They've made trillions.
It's about money. I'm not denying that.
I'm telling you.
Hold on now.
You don't believe
that God? You don't believe God created us to create and make science and learn and this kind of stuff?
Yeah, but not stuff that's going to kill us, which is what most medical things are.
That's interesting. Both
polio.
Yeah.
Well, polio vaccine never eradicated polio. That's another lie, man. I'm telling you, man. FDR was misdiagnosed with polio. He didn't have polio. And FDR and Churchill and Stalin, they were really bad guys, all of them.
Well, Stalin, yeah, but
they created the 30s depression, and then they get out of it with a war. That's what they always do, man. Now they want to do another one. I'm just telling you, man. I'm not trying to argue.
Man, that's pretty bleak.
All right,
yeah,
so let me.
Well, it's not bleak if you're awake. I feel much better on a flat plane
if you're awake.
All right, here's
what you going to do about it?
All right, here's my
I'm doing
question.
something right now. I'm talking about it on the radio.
All right, John.
No, I get it, man, and some of it's pretty cool, man. But you're like, man, the whole world is screwed, and we got to wake up and
it's
do
only
what?
Screwed if you go along with it. Like I said, compliance never ended tyranny. We had medical tyranny the last 3 years. They want to.
If I get a heart attack, I'm going to go see a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen. If you eat right, you won't get one. If you they're trying to take all the food away. They don't want to grow. We can't grow our own food anymore. I mean, look what they're doing. Gates owns so much farmland now. Do you want that guy owning the farmland? At the bottom line, you got to push back. Okay. And I'm not yelling at you, buddy. I agree. I love.
No, I'm amazed at some of the stuff you say is cool. I'm not. There's corruption, and there's and the almighty dollar, and everybody's trying to make money, and there's corruption when money's involved, you always follow the money. I'm not going to deny that.
Well,
follow the money.
Especially with the Corona thing and all that. I mean, there's some hokey stuff going on there. But I mean, just to say that everything is a fraud. I mean,
John,
everything is a fraud.
Gentlemen,
Hollywood, the athletes, they all work together, man.
Okay, gentlemen. Now, so my question to John is this: who is really responsible? Who's the puppet master here?
The puppet masters are the Freemasons. The puppet masters. I can't say them on the air here, or it starts with a J, ends with a WS. Karl Marx wrote the Communist Manifesto. They're trying to make this country communist, and that's the last bastion of hope. The Chinese want to bring us down. So who's the puppet masters? The governments that are all in collusion with all this stuff, and they work with NASA. They promote this BS globe. They promote the BS medical community that wants to give young kids, nobody should get a vaccination ever. It's one of the biggest hoaxes of all time. And so they're the puppet masters are all the ones at the top of the food chain. The banksters, man, those guys. The Federal Reserve is not federal. It's not a reserve. It doesn't end with the lies. So That's who's
Interesting.
doing it, man. They're all
Yeah.
they're all connected in a deceivable way. They're Satanists.
All right, John,
Yes.
do you worry about anything?
What's that?
I mean, do you worry about anything?
No, I don't. Now that I'm on the flat Earth, I don't worry about anything because I know we're not going to be hit by an asteroid.
Yeah, I've thought about that and heard the news. It's kind of scary. I had to get a report one time about the asteroid that's on its way. Caller, thank you for calling. Appreciate your call.
Hey, thanks for calling, buddy.
All right, thank you for being.
Hey, yeah, talk to you later, man.
All right,
Come to the flat Earth convention.
there you go. All right, I have time for one more call, and that's it. So I'm gonna put this out here. So
To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114.
we went a little longer on that call, so we got to keep the call short as much as possible. Hang on. Hello, caller. What's your name and where you're from, please?
Hello.
Hello. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk to John.
All right, John is on the line. Go ahead, sir. What is your name?
I'm the Mighty Tom.
You're the Money Tom. All right, Tom, go ahead.
Hey,
Look,
Tom.
I've missed most of your show because I'm over here clicking on your the KG host. I'm clicking
K-Ghost.
on this
Yeah,
thing,
K-Ghost, right?
And it says live on air.
Yeah.
But I got there by accident. I highlighted your radio.com and went over to YouTube and found you live there.
Good.
But I had no idea how to get there.
Okay, Tom, we'll make that better for you.
Well,
Go-
Tom,
what's your question?
Talk flat Earth, my buddy.
Go ahead.
Hey, listen, people never ask. Yeah, I heard some of that last guy. He really he wants to talk, but yet he admitted himself. You know, he only had a scanty understanding of the flat Earth. It looks like a pie plate, and there may be lands beyond the firmament. The Bible mentions 9 times in Genesis the word firmament, which is a globe over top of what you would look like a pie plate. The people, if we believe, have gone beyond that globe and found lands all around. There's just unlimited land. That's why they don't want anybody to go to Antarctica, John, because they'll discover all these other lands and resources, and they want people to be considered like insects, and they don't want us to know this other technologies also.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, the ice wall surrounds us. Above us is a dome, and that's what. You've heard a lot of people say they want to break the glass ceiling. That's what they're referring to, the dome above us.
So,
That's right.
all right. So the rockets
yeah.
don't go to space; they go to the top of the dome and they come back down, or what?
No, the rockets immediately come right back down. That's why they had them located in Florida and Texas, right next to the water. They don't go anywhere.
Huh.
They make a horseshoe, and they land at Diego Garcia, and the triangle that you're not supposed to go to.
Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle is where they all go.
Those things there.
They go to the Bermuda Triangle.
All right. So you're saying
they
the
jump
moon,
up there.
the moon and the sun is outside the dome, or it's inside the dome? Inside the dome.
The sun
So-
and the moon, they rotate around, and you see them in the clouds. Go outside and look. Sometimes you'll see them in and above the clouds. And they're made. I don't know what the sun's made of, but the moon's made of plasma. And the sun is sort of a mystery to me, what the sun is. And,
Well-
and it may not even be the real sun. It shining through the globe on the exterior.
You mean the
may
dome,
be
Tom,
The real
the dome.
sun shining
Yeah, the
through, and we see an apparent sun.
Okay.
Yeah, that Tom shining through the dome. You mean?
The dome.
Okay. Now we're at the top of the hour. I'm gonna have to wrap it up, gentlemen. And caller, thank you for calling and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Tom.
Anyways, sir, John, I want to thank you kindly.
I
And
appreciate it.
what a great show. And we'll have you back on another time, I hope. And
Okay, we'll play some of my other songs. And remember, June 8th is coming up. June 8th, 1967 was when our USS Liberty was attacked. Everybody should look up that.
all right, my friend, be well. Thank
Hey,
you kindly.
nice talking to you. I enjoyed it.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, folks. See you next Tuesday. How about glass crystal skulls? Yeah, some good stuff coming up.
Hey, boys and girls, there is no outer space.